tonight, another big outrage, this one ignited by Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi. What did the San Francisco Democrat do now? She's trying to force the Salvation Army to hire people who don't speak English. Huh? Yo no comprende.
Pelosi has moved to kill an amendment that would protect employers from getting sued for requiring that their workers speak English. The Salvation Army is one of those employers targeted in such a lawsuit. Why doesn't the Speaker of the United States think that workers in this country should all speak English? Here now to talk about this is Republican Colorado Congressman Tom Tancredo. He's a former chair of the Immigration Reform Caucus. Okay, so seems here we have a war on English. Just say no to America's language. Why?
Well, because, first of all, we are becoming a bilingual country. It's unfortunate, but it is true. It's happening everywhere. As you know, I spend a lot of time in Iowa, and believe it or not, in Ottumwa, Iowa, this is the heartland, the newspaper, the regular newspaper for Ottumwa, Iowa, is a bilingual newspaper. You could go on and on, of course, with cities along the border in Texas, which where I happen to be right now, that have changed to Spanish as the official language.
Okay, but
bilingualism for individuals is one thing. For countries, it's lousy.
Okay, so if an employer has a company where employees are required to interface with customers and it's primarily an English language speaking area, should an employer not have the right to require that its employees speak English?
Of course they should. And of course, that's exactly what, I mean, it's almost bizarre that we have to have something like this at the congressional level, and that has to be an amendment, and it's not bizarre, or it's not strange that Nancy Pelosi would kill it. But you know what? The Democrats are in this horrendous bind right now. It's fascinating to watch. It's great to see from my side, because they see the immigration issue kind of welling up to the top and becoming a very hot topic for them. And yet they've got to satisfy a significant portion of their base. And they're trying to walk this tightrope. And in this case, she's trying to satisfy that part of the base, which is, of course, pro-illegal immigration and pro-bilingualization of the country.
Okay.
She's trying to do it. And it's unfortunate.
Bilingualism means you can speak two. What this deal is saying you can get away with the job speaking only one language, and that language is not English. I mean, I think the Salvation Army wanted them to be bilingual, gave them a year to learn English, and still, this is a Spanish-only question.
That's true. You're absolutely right. And there is no defense for it. I mean, certainly I can come up with absolutely none, except to say that this is an attempt to satisfy that particular wing of their party. And, you know, look, they've got a Democrat freshman who's going to introduce a bill soon it's a tough enforcement-only piece of legislation, and they're trying to do that to balance it off the other way, because they're in, as I say, a quandary. But this whole thing, this idea of a country where two languages are spoken, or, well, what I mean to say is some part of the country speaks one language, some part of the country speaks the other. That's what I mean by a bilingual country, not a country where everybody speaks two languages.
You mean
and that is what is happening to us.
Language
bifurcated.
Country.
That's a better way to put it. That's a better way to put it. But it's really a very, very serious problem for a nation. We better start to deal with this, or we won't have a nation to talk about it.
Tom Tancredo, Colorado Congressman. Tom, thanks very much. Good to see you.